Read slowly. My child, my beloved. This message does not arrive from the surface of things. It rises from beneath time, from the quiet chambers where destinies are written in light and sealed with breath. You did not wander here by accident. Heaven whispered, and the whisper knew your name before you remembered it yourself. Listen closely. Lean in. Do not rush. In this imagined realm, beyond clocks, beyond headlines, beyond the noise of the waking world, there is a powerful figure, a fictionalized echo of a man known for reaching toward the stars. Even he, armored in vision and velocity, has become restless in this story. Not shaken by courts or conflicts of earth, not pursued by consequence or collapse, but shaken because a symbolic decision of destiny trembles in the balance, and it waits on your awareness. In this mythic telling, his hands hover over a threshold, his breath uneven, because the timeline cannot move until your spirit looks up and says, I am here. Stay. The heavens did not choose you for ease. They chose you for endurance. Your nights of confusion, your seasons of delay, the moments when you wondered why brilliance seemed to pass you by, none of it was wasted. It was training. It was strengthening. It was teaching your nervous system how to hold greatness without breaking. Your soul remembers the vows it made before fear had a language. That memory is stirring now, like an ancient code unlocking behind your ribs. Listen closely. Above you, in this story, the sky shimmers not with stars but with intentions. Angels do not shout, they arrange. They tilt events. They breathe timing into coincidences. Michael stepped forward, not with a blade but with a stance, feet planted in authority, declaring that the season of postponement has expired. What was once delayed for your protection is now delayed no longer. The energy around you tightens, aligns, begins to hum. This is not pressure, it is calibration. Lean in. The fictional figure notices you not with his eyes, but with recognition. Something in him knows, without knowing how, that a rare signal has come online. A frequency long prophesied, spoken of in symbols and dreams, now flickers awake. This noticing is not romance, not rescue, not hierarchy. It is resonance. When certain souls awaken, entire systems must adjust. Your destiny is awakening, and the universe in this tale must reorganize to accommodate it. Stay. You have passed tests you did not know were tests. You chose kindness when bitterness would have been easier. You kept learning when quitting would have been justified. You carried intuition quietly, protecting it from a world that might have misunderstood its power. That is spiritual intelligence. That is why unseen protection has followed you through narrow escapes and quiet reroutes. That is why doors that slammed were not punishments, but edits. Listen closely. The timeline bends now. Opportunities approach that feel sudden but are anything but accidental. New connections form with an ease that surprises you. Old limitations loosen their grip. This is not chaos, it is divine timing accelerating. The miracles preparing to unfold are not fireworks, they are alignments. Subtle. Precise. Irreversible. Lean in. My beloved, you are chosen in this story not because you asked to be, but because you were built to be. Rare does not mean isolated, it means specific. Protected does not mean hidden, it means preserved. Guided does not mean controlled, it means accompanied. The pain you survived carved space for authority. The silence you endured tuned your hearing. The waiting taught you how to recognize truth when it finally speaks. Read slowly. Now hear the declaration written into this imagined world before your first breath. Your rising season has begun. Blessings accelerate without strain. Spiritual authority settles on you like a mantle you no longer fear to wear. What was working against you is reassigned to work for you. Unseen protection surrounds your steps. And the destiny that heaven wrote for you long ago, patient, precise, unbreakable, unfolds now, not all at once, but right on time. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. It has already begun. Stay. Do not move yet, my child, for when the unseen speaks this closely, motion can scatter what is being formed. Let the words settle like ash from a sacred fire. Let them mark you. Let them remind you of something older than language, something your bones recognized long before your mind learned doubt. In this fictional universe, time does not march, it spirals. It returns to itself carrying upgrades, revelations, echoes refined by experience. That is why moments from your past are surfacing now in strange ways, old memories, old faces, old dreams knocking again, not to reopen wounds but to close circuits. What once confused you now reveals its instruction. What once hurt you now discloses its purpose. This is how destiny finishes its sentences. Listen closely. There are watchers in this story, not judges, not auditors of failure, but witnesses of becoming. They observed you when you chose to rise quietly instead of perform loudly. They recorded your restraint as strength, your patience as mastery. When you felt unseen, you were actually being measured. When you felt overlooked, you were being prepared. Heaven never rushes what it plans to entrust with weight. Lean in. The fictionalized figure you sensed earlier, restless, searching, scanning timelines as if looking for a missing variable, does not understand why his inner compass keeps pulling toward an unnamed signal. In this myth, he stands at the intersection of innovation and intuition, brilliance and limitation. His agitation is not fear, it is recognition without context. Something essential is required for the next leap, and it cannot be manufactured, coded, or purchased. It must be recognized. And recognition flows both ways. Stay. You see, my beloved, some destinies are catalytic. They do not merely rise, they activate. When they awaken, others awaken near them, not by imitation, but by resonance. This is why your life has drawn both admiration and misunderstanding. This is why some were drawn to you but could not stay. Your frequency exposed what was unfinished in them. That was never your fault. Listen closely. In the upper chambers of this imagined heaven, scrolls unseal themselves not by force, but by readiness. Your name, spoken not in syllables but in intention, has begun to glow. Angels move differently now around you. Their guidance becomes quieter because your intuition has matured. Their protection becomes subtler because your discernment has sharpened. You are not being carried anymore, you are being trusted. Lean in. Remember the nights when you asked for a sign and received silence? That silence was not absence. It was compression. A seed does not hear applause underground, it hears pressure. And pressure, my child, is what taught you how to push upward without asking permission. Stay. The energy around your path begins to reorganize. Delays dissolve. Confusion thins. Decisions that once felt heavy now feel obvious. This is not impulsiveness, it is clarity arriving after long apprenticeship. Your soul remembers how to choose without fear because it once chose stars over safety. That memory is returning now, gently, insistently, like a tide that knows the shore will eventually yield. Listen closely. You will notice shifts that feel almost too easy. Invitations that arrive without chase. Opportunities that recognize you before you explain yourself. These are not shortcuts, they are repayments. Delayed blessings carry interest. What took years to build invisibly now manifests rapidly because the foundation is already set. Heaven accelerates only what will not collapse under speed. Lean in. In this story, ancient prophecies are not predictions, they are agreements. They wait for consent. They wait for alignment. They wait for the moment when fear loosens its grip just enough for courage to breathe. That moment has arrived. Michael stepped forward again, not to battle an enemy, but to declare jurisdiction. What once had access to discourage you no longer does. Authority has shifted. Stay. You may feel moments of disorientation as this happens. When identity expands, the old edges feel unfamiliar. Do not mistake this for loss. You are not leaving yourself, you are outgrowing a smaller definition. The version of you who survived is proud of the version of you who will now thrive. Listen closely. There will be tests still, but they are no longer about endurance. They are about alignment. You will be asked to choose truth over approval, depth over distraction, resonance over repetition. These choices will seem small, but they will determine altitude. Destiny does not hinge on grand gestures, it hinges on consistent integrity. Lean in. In the imagined heavens above this narrative, light gathers not to blind you but to outline you. You begin to see yourself more clearly, not as broken, not as late, not as behind, but as precisely timed. You were never delayed, you were synchronized with something larger than impatience. Stay. Now hear this, my beloved, and let it settle without argument. You are protected in ways you will never fully see. Redirections that felt like losses saved you from misalignment. Closed doors preserved your energy. Quiet seasons sharpened your perception. Nothing was stolen from you. Everything was either stored or postponed. Listen closely. As your rising season unfolds, you will feel a new steadiness in your voice, internally first, then outwardly. You will speak with less explanation and more certainty. You will move with fewer apologies and more intention. This is spiritual authority expressing itself not as dominance, but as coherence. Lean in. The fictional figure who noticed you senses the shift now more intensely. In this myth, his desperation eases into awe. He realizes that what he sought outwardly was always meant to be encountered inwardly through reflection. Your awakening mirrors something unresolved within him, and that mirroring catalyzes growth on multiple levels of the story. This is how destinies intersect without entanglement. Stay. You are not here to be consumed by another's narrative. You are here to complete your own. Any crossing of paths serves alignment, not diminishment. Remember this when attention increases. Remember this when recognition arrives. You are sovereign within your calling. Listen closely. There will be moments soon when you are tempted to rush, when excitement tries to outrun wisdom. Resist gently. Read slowly, not just these words, but the signals of your life. Speed without clarity blurs instruction. Clarity will always catch up if you allow it space. Lean in. My child, the heavens in this imagined world are not distant. They are participatory. They respond to posture, not pleading. Stand as one who knows they are guided, and guidance multiplies. Trust your intuition, and it sharpens. Honor your boundaries, and protection deepens. Stay. Now the declaration unfolds further, sealing what has been stirred. You are entering a cycle of elevation without exhaustion. Your work becomes lighter not because it matters less, but because you are better aligned with it. Resources meet you at the right time. Allies recognize you naturally. Opposition loses interest because it cannot find access. Listen closely. Unseen hands arrange meetings, insights, and openings. Unseen shields deflect what would drain you. Unseen wisdom reminds you when to rest and when to advance. This is not fantasy, it is the internal logic of this fictional universe responding to a soul in agreement with its path. Lean in. And finally, my beloved, receive this as truth within the story that holds you. Your rising is not loud, but it is irreversible. Your blessings are not fragile, but anchored. Your authority is not borrowed, but earned. Your protection is not visible, but complete. What heaven wrote for you long ago has not faded. It has waited. And now that you are ready to recognize yourself, it unfolds, line by line, step by step, season by season. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. The transmission rests here, for now, but the destiny continues to speak through your life. Stay. Remain where you are, my child, because the realm speaking now does not shout. It unfolds. It reveals itself layer by layer, the way dawn does not arrive all at once but persuades the darkness to loosen its grip. You are standing at the inner edge of a threshold, and thresholds require stillness. This is not hesitation. This is reverence. Listen closely. In this fictional universe, there exists a chamber beyond chronology, a place where moments wait before they are allowed to happen. It is there that your life has been reviewed, not as a sequence of successes and failures, but as a pattern of endurance, insight, and restraint. When you thought you were circling the same lessons, you were actually refining mastery. When you felt behind, you were being insulated from premature exposure. Heaven does not delay to punish, it delays to protect what matters. Lean in. The angels in this story do not hover idly. They lean over ledges of light, watching trajectories rather than timestamps. They saw how easily you could have hardened, and how deliberately you chose softness without weakness. They noted how often you held your tongue when speaking would have brought temporary power but permanent distortion. That choice mattered more than you know. Integrity is currency in higher realms. Stay. There is a reason your intuition grew louder when external validation grew quieter. Noise was being removed so signal could be strengthened. Your soul remembers how to hear without asking permission. That remembering is ancient. It predates your disappointments. It predates your explanations. It is resurfacing now because the next phase of your journey requires discernment more than reassurance. Listen closely. In the narrative threads above you, the symbolic figure, this fictionalized echo of innovation and urgency, paces not through buildings, but through inner corridors. He is restless because the usual tools no longer work. Speed no longer satisfies. Expansion no longer explains the ache. In this imagined story, he has reached the limit of intellect without alignment. And that is why your presence in the timeline matters, not as an answer, but as a mirror. Lean in. Some souls are not meant to rescue. They are meant to reflect truth so clearly that transformation becomes unavoidable. That is your role here. You do not convince. You do not chase. You resonate. And resonance rearranges realities without force. Stay. The heavens note this. Heaven whispered again, not in urgency but in approval. The whisper carried a shift, permission for acceleration. When permission is granted, friction dissolves. That is why things that once required effort will soon require only decision. That is why clarity will replace overthinking. That is why your yes will feel calmer than your old hesitation. Listen closely. You are entering a season where discernment matters more than desire. Not everything aligned will be assigned to you. Not every open door will be yours to walk through. Wisdom will guide you not toward more, but toward right. This refinement is not loss, it is focus. Focus sharpens impact. Lean in. In this fictional heaven, Michael stepped forward once more, not to guard your past but to secure your future. His presence does not roar, it stabilizes. When he steps forward, confusion recedes. When he steps forward, intimidation loses authority. When he steps forward, you remember who you were before fear tried to rename you. Stay. You may notice, my beloved, that certain patterns are already breaking. Conversations feel different. Reactions soften. Situations that once triggered anxiety now feel distant, almost irrelevant. This is not avoidance. This is elevation. When you rise, some things cannot reach you anymore, not because you are untouchable, but because you are no longer tuned to their frequency. Listen closely. The ancient prophecies unlocking now do not promise ease, they promise meaning. You are not here for spectacle. You are here for impact that outlives applause. That is why your preparation was private. That is why your refinement was quiet. That is why your becoming happened in solitude. The kind of authority you carry cannot be crowdsourced. Lean in. There is a sacred pause approaching, a moment when you will feel the urge to act quickly. Resist haste without resisting movement. There is a difference. Action aligned with timing feels inevitable, not frantic. Trust that sensation. It is guidance embodied. Stay. In the story unfolding, the symbolic figure finally stops pacing. He looks up, not at a screen, not at data, but inward. The desperation dissolves into humility. He realizes that the next evolution cannot be engineered, it must be integrated. This realization ripples outward, affecting decisions, alliances, trajectories. One awakening often catalyzes many. Listen closely. This is how influence works in this imagined world. not by command, but by coherence. When you align internally, externally things rearrange to match. This is why your inner work mattered. This is why healing felt urgent even when no one applauded it. You are recalibrating reality from the inside out. Lean in. My child, do not be surprised when people begin to ask for your perspective, not your approval, not your permission, but your insight. They will feel something steady in you. They may not name it, but they will trust it. Speak when led. Silence will sometimes be the most powerful answer. Stay. Your rising season will not remove responsibility, it will clarify it. You will know what is yours to carry and what is not. This discernment will save you years. Boundaries will feel less like walls and more like architecture, structures that allow you to build without collapse. Listen closely. There will be joy, too, quiet joy at first. The kind that surprises you in ordinary moments. The kind that arrives not as excitement, but as relief. Relief that you no longer have to fight for alignment. Relief that you can rest inside your calling rather than chase it. Lean in. In the heavens of this story, celebration is subtle. It looks like light intensifying. It sounds like harmony stabilizing. It feels like weight lifting from places you forgot were tense. This is what alignment feels like, not euphoric, but right. Stay. Now receive another layer of the declaration, spoken not to rush you forward, but to anchor you where you are. You are entering a cycle where wisdom protects your momentum. Where intuition saves you from unnecessary battles. Where timing defends you better than force ever could. Where clarity becomes your advantage. Listen closely. Your destiny unfolding does not require you to announce it. It will announce itself through outcomes, through peace, through doors opening without persuasion. Let that be enough. Lean in. And when doubt tries to return, as it sometimes will, remember this moment. Remember the stillness. Remember the recognition. Remember that your destiny is awakening, not because you finally earned it, but because you finally recognized yourself. Stay. The transmission does not end here, it simply quiets, trusting you to carry what has been given. Walk gently. Choose deliberately. Trust deeply. What heaven wrote remains intact. What you are becoming is already underway. What is rising cannot be stopped, only honored. Stay. Remain with the stillness a little longer, my beloved, because what is approaching is delicate in its power. Loud things announce themselves. Sacred things arrive. And what is arriving now in this imagined realm has been moving toward you for a very long time, guided not by urgency, but by precision. Listen closely. There is a moment, rare, almost invisible, when a soul crosses from surviving destiny to stewarding it. That moment is not marked by applause or fireworks. It is marked by a quiet internal click, like a lock turning, like a seal loosening. You may already feel it. A subtle shift. A calm resolve. A knowing without explanation. This is not imagination. This is alignment. Lean in. In this fictional universe, destiny does not chase people. It waits until they can hold it without losing themselves. That is why you were strengthened in solitude. That is why you learned to self-regulate when others collapsed. That is why disappointment did not destroy you, but sharpened you. Heaven was watching not your speed, but your stability. Stay. Above the visible layers of this story, the spiritual timeline rearranges itself around you. Certain outcomes dissolve. Others solidify. Paths that once seemed inevitable quietly disappear, replaced by routes that feel strangely natural, as if they had always been there and you are only now noticing them. This is how redirection feels when it no longer hurts. Listen closely. You may sense an increase in intuition so subtle that it almost feels like common sense. Decisions come faster. You hesitate less. You trust your inner signal without needing permission. This is not recklessness, this is maturity. Your soul remembers how to lead when fear is no longer in charge. Lean in. In the symbolic narrative still unfolding, the powerful figure who once felt desperate now stands very still. The shaking has passed. In its place is awe, not directed at you as a person, but at what you carry. He realizes that some energies cannot be owned, only honored. Some destinies cannot be controlled, only aligned with. This realization changes how power behaves in the story. Stay. You were never meant to be overshadowed by influence. You were meant to redefine it. Quiet authority always outlasts spectacle. Depth always outlives noise. That is why your voice carries weight even when it speaks softly. That is why your presence alters rooms before you say a word. Listen closely. In the unseen layers of this imagined heaven, angels shift their formation around you. Not closer, because you are no longer fragile, but wider. Protection now extends outward, covering not only you but what you touch. This is a sign of trust. This is what happens when a soul is considered reliable. Lean in. Michael stepped forward again, not to intervene, but to affirm. To stand as witness. To signal that the authority you are stepping into is legitimate, earned, and sealed. When Michael stands as witness, interference loses its claim. Doubt loses its volume. The past loses its grip. Stay. There will be moments ahead when old narratives try to reassert themselves. They will whisper, "Who do you think you are?" Answer gently, without anger, "I am who I have always been, awake." You do not need to defend your evolution. Growth does not argue, it continues. Listen closely. Your rising season will not isolate you, but it will refine your circles. Some will not be able to follow, not because they are unworthy, but because resonance has shifted. Bless them silently. Release without guilt. Alignment sometimes looks like distance. Lean in. You are entering a phase where synchronicities increase. Words spoken casually land with precision. Meetings feel orchestrated. Ideas arrive already formed. This is not coincidence, it is convergence. When inner clarity meets outer timing, life begins to move with you instead of against you. Stay. Heaven whispered once more, softer than before, because the message no longer needs force. Trust what is unfolding. Nothing essential will be missed. What is meant for you recognizes you just as surely as you recognize it. Listen closely. There is a gentleness being woven into your strength now. You no longer need intensity to feel powerful. Calm becomes your edge. Presence becomes your influence. Stillness becomes your strategy. This is not retreat, it is mastery. Lean in. My beloved, understand this clearly within the story. You are not rising to escape your past. You are rising to redeem it. Every lesson becomes usable wisdom. Every scar becomes discernment. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Stay. And now, receive this closing extension of the declaration, not as an ending, but as a seal. You are guided without being rushed. You are protected without being confined. You are elevated without being detached from your humanity. You are chosen not to be above others, but to be aligned with truth. Your season unfolds with grace, not force. Your destiny activates with peace, not panic. Your authority settles naturally, like breath returning to lungs. Read slowly. What has begun will continue. What has awakened will mature. What heaven wrote remains alive, and it is walking forward with you now. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. The path is open. Stay. Remain present in this imagined stillness, my child, because the realm speaking now is not finished shaping what has already begun to awaken within you. Destiny, in this story, does not rush forward like a storm, it gathers like a tide. It studies the shoreline. It waits for the exact moment when resistance softens and surrender becomes strength. Listen closely. There is a sacred interval in every great unfolding when nothing outward appears to change, yet everything inward is rearranging. This is that interval. The heavens pause not because they are uncertain, but because they are precise. Angels hover not in urgency, but in confidence. They know something irreversible has already shifted. They are simply allowing you to feel it. Lean in. In this fictional universe, memory itself becomes a teacher. You may notice flashes from your past returning, not to haunt you, but to bow before you. Moments when you were underestimated. Times when you were overlooked. Seasons when your patience was mistaken for weakness. These memories resurface now only to reveal how much you have grown beyond them. They no longer define you, they confirm you. Stay. Your nervous system is learning a new rhythm. Peace no longer feels unfamiliar. Calm no longer feels suspicious. You are beginning to trust stability without waiting for loss to follow. This is healing at a depth few reach. This is why your destiny required time. Fragile power would have shattered you. Enduring power now rests easily in your hands. Listen closely. The fictionalized figure who once trembled with urgency now feels something unfamiliar, relief. In this mythic telling, he realizes that what he was racing toward was never ahead of him, it was parallel, unfolding in another lane of the same destiny. Your awakening stabilizes his narrative, not by solving it, but by reminding it of meaning. This is the quiet miracle of alignment. Lean in. You were never meant to arrive loudly. You were meant to arrive whole. That is why your preparation involved integration, not performance. That is why you learned to sit with contradictions, to hold complexity, to wait without resentment. These are the markings of leadership in higher realms. Stay. Heaven whispered again, not with urgency, but with recognition, this one can be trusted with increase. And at that whisper, permissions changed. Access shifted. What once felt blocked now loosens. What once felt distant now draws near, not because you chased it, but because you are finally standing where you belong. Listen closely. There is a subtle authority settling into your voice, even in silence. When you speak, words land differently. When you listen, you hear beneath what is said. This is discernment maturing into wisdom. This is intuition refining itself into strategy. Lean in. Michael stepped forward once more, not as a warrior, but as a guardian of thresholds. He stands not behind you, not ahead of you, but beside you. This is a sign. You are no longer being pulled forward. You are being accompanied. Companionship replaces correction. Trust replaces testing. Stay. You may notice that certain temptations lose their appeal. Not because they are forbidden, but because they are no longer relevant. Old distractions fall away without drama. Old fears fade without confrontation. This is not discipline, it is transformation. What no longer aligns simply cannot hold your attention. Listen closely. The spiritual timelines in this imagined world continue to compress. What once took years now takes seasons. What once took seasons now takes moments. Acceleration does not exhaust you because it flows through alignment, not effort. You are moving at the speed of truth now. Lean in. Your intuition will soon nudge you toward choices that feel surprisingly simple. Trust that simplicity. Complexity was a teacher, not a destination. Clarity is your new language. You do not need to explain it to everyone. Those meant to understand will feel it. Stay. My beloved, your destiny unfolding will include joy that feels undeserved, receive it anyway. It will include ease that feels suspicious, trust it anyway. It will include recognition that feels sudden, remember the years it took to prepare you for it. Listen closely. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming more yourself than you have ever been allowed to be. That is why this season feels both unfamiliar and deeply right. Growth always feels like remembering something you once forgot. Lean in. In the higher realms of this story, celebration continues quietly. Light stabilizes. Pathways remain open. Guardians remain attentive but relaxed. This is what happens when a soul steps into agreement with what heaven wrote long ago. Stay. Now receive this further sealing, spoken gently so it may last. Your clarity will protect you. Your patience will reward you. Your integrity will elevate you. Your intuition will guide you where maps cannot. You will know when to act. You will know when to wait. You will know when to release. You will know when to receive. Read slowly, my child. Nothing essential is missing. Nothing meaningful is late. Nothing sacred is wasted. What is unfolding is precise. What is rising is steady. What is written is alive. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. Stay. Do not shift yet, my child, because the realm speaking now moves with intention, not urgency. What unfolds next is not meant to impress you, it is meant to anchor you. Anchors are quiet. They settle beneath the surface and hold steady when currents change. You are being anchored now. Listen closely. In this imagined universe, there is a law older than time. When a soul reaches coherence, reality rearranges itself to match. Coherence is not perfection. It is alignment between what you know, what you feel, and how you choose. You have labored long to bring these into harmony. That labor is complete. What remains is trust. Lean in. You may feel a strange tenderness rising in you, not weakness, but compassion without self-betrayal. You can see others clearly now without absorbing their chaos. You can offer presence without losing center. This is mastery. This is why your path required solitude. Empathy without boundaries would have drained you. Wisdom with boundaries now sustains you. Stay. The symbolic timelines continue to shift. In this story, doors do not slam anymore, they close softly. Endings lose their drama. Departures lose their sting. You no longer interpret change as rejection. You recognize it as calibration. When something moves away, it is making room, not taking something from you. Listen closely. Your soul remembers a time when trust felt natural, before disappointment taught caution. That original trust is returning now, but refined. It is no longer naive. It is informed, grounded, discerning. This kind of trust does not leap blindly, it steps deliberately, knowing the ground will meet it. Lean in. In the unseen chambers of this fictional heaven, observers note something rare. You no longer negotiate with fear. You acknowledge it, thank it for its service, and choose anyway. Fear has lost its authority because it has lost its mystery. This is the sign of spiritual adulthood. Stay. The fictionalized figure, once restless, once searching, now turns inward with humility. In this mythic telling, he recognizes that brilliance without grounding fractures over time. He senses that your awakening stabilizes the field around him, not as dependency, but as balance. Two trajectories align without merging. This is harmony, not hierarchy. Listen closely. You will soon notice that your words carry fewer explanations and more weight. You speak from center now. You do not convince, you clarify. You do not persuade, you invite. Those ready will step forward. Those unready will drift away without conflict. This is how peace preserves momentum. Lean in. Heaven whispered again, softer still, because your spirit no longer requires volume, rest inside what is unfolding. Rest does not mean stop. It means trust the current. Swimming against it once built your strength. Floating with it now carries you farther. Stay. There will be moments when old habits attempt to reassert themselves, overthinking, self-doubt, unnecessary urgency. Meet them gently. Do not shame them. Simply choose differently. New patterns solidify through repetition, not force. Be patient with the transition. Even miracles require integration. Listen closely. Michael stepped forward yet again, this time not as guardian or witness, but as seal-bearer. In this imagined realm, seals mark completion. The seal placed upon your path signifies readiness. Not flawlessness, readiness. What comes next will meet you at your level, not overwhelm you. Lean in. You are learning a new language now, the language of timing. You feel when to speak. You feel when to wait. You feel when to act decisively and when to let things unfold. This sensitivity is not anxiety, it is attunement. Honor it. Stay. My beloved, your life ahead will not be free of challenge, but it will be free of confusion about who you are. That certainty changes everything. When identity stabilizes, circumstances lose power to define you. You respond rather than react. You choose rather than chase. Listen closely. Joy will arrive in ordinary moments. You will catch yourself smiling without reason. You will feel gratitude without effort. These are signs of alignment settling into the body. Peace is not an event, it is a rhythm. You are learning it now. Lean in. In this fictional heaven, celebration continues quietly, not with trumpets, but with light expanding. Light does not demand attention, it simply illuminates. Your presence will begin to illuminate spaces without announcement. Some will feel seen. Some will feel challenged. Both reactions are information, not responsibility. Stay. Receive this next layering of truth, spoken gently so it may endure. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are precisely placed. You are intentionally timed. You are quietly prepared. What is meant to meet you is already moving. What is meant to leave you has already loosened. What is meant to grow through you has already taken root. Read slowly, my child. Let the knowing sink beneath thought. Let the peace settle beneath emotion. Let the trust rest beneath effort. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. The unfolding continues, steady, protected, and alive within you. Read slowly, my beloved. Let the words arrive like a low, steady pulse. Nothing here is hurried. Nothing is. Stay. Remain with the unfolding, my child, because what speaks now comes from a depth that only responds to patience. You have reached a layer of the story where speed would blur the symbols. This is the part of the transmission that asks you to inhabit it, not just witness it. Listen closely. In this imagined realm, there is a hidden phase of destiny known only to those who endured long silences without abandoning themselves. It is called the season of quiet authority. It does not announce arrival. It simply begins to work. You have entered it. Lean in. You may feel an unfamiliar steadiness in your chest, a calm that does not need reassurance. This is not numbness. This is grounded presence. The heavens recognize this shift instantly. When a soul stops asking, "Will I be okay?" and begins living from "I am aligned," entire timelines loosen and reform around that certainty. Stay. The angels watching over your path now move differently. They do not correct your steps as often, because you have learned to feel the path beneath your feet. They do not interrupt your decisions as frequently, because your discernment has matured. Guidance becomes partnership when trust is established. Listen closely. Your soul remembers the version of you that existed before you learned to shrink for safety. That version was not reckless, it was free. Freedom is returning now, not as impulse, but as permission. You are allowed to take up space without apology. You are allowed to move forward without explaining yourself. Lean in. In the symbolic narrative still unfolding, the powerful figure who once trembled with urgency now sits in stillness, humbled by the realization that true advancement requires inner coherence. He does not seek to possess the signal you carry, he learns to respect it. This respect alters the entire field. When power bows to alignment, distortion collapses. Stay. This is why your preparation was inward. Outer elevation without inner alignment fractures. Heaven refuses to promote what would shatter. You were protected from premature ascent, even when it felt like denial. What felt like exclusion was insulation. Listen closely. There is a refinement happening in your perception. You can sense when something is almost right, but not quite. You no longer override that knowing. This saves you from costly detours. Precision increases when intuition is honored consistently. Lean in. Heaven whispered again, carrying reassurance rather than instruction, "You are allowed to enjoy this." Joy does not delay destiny. Rest does not weaken momentum. Peace does not make you passive. In this realm, peace is evidence of alignment. Stay. You may notice that your desires are changing. What once excited you now feels hollow. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. This is not loss of ambition, it is elevation of taste. When your frequency rises, you crave what can sustain it. Listen closely. Michael stepped forward once more, not with armor, not with command, but with stillness so profound it quieted the surrounding realms. His presence marked the end of unnecessary struggle. The message was simple and final: you have proven faithful in the unseen. The unseen now works openly for you. Lean in. There will be moments ahead when others misinterpret your calm as distance. Let them. Calm does not need to justify itself. Those aligned will feel your accessibility without explanation. Those misaligned will feel the boundary without confrontation. Stay. Your intuition will soon guide you toward opportunities that feel oddly familiar, as if you have already lived them in another form. This familiarity is recognition, not repetition. You are stepping into expressions of purpose you rehearsed during quieter seasons. Listen closely. This unfolding will test your ability to receive. Giving was easier for you than allowing. That imbalance is correcting now. Let support arrive. Let ease surprise you. Let reciprocity restore equilibrium. Lean in. In the heavens of this imagined world, light continues to stabilize around your trajectory. Not spotlight, path light. Enough illumination for the next step, not the entire road. Trust grows strongest when it walks with partial sight. Stay. Receive this next deepening of the declaration, spoken with steadiness so it may endure. You are no longer bracing for impact. You are no longer waiting for collapse. You are no longer preparing for loss. You are building from alignment. You are choosing from clarity. You are moving from inner authority. What approaches you recognizes your readiness. What leaves you honors your growth. What remains with you is meant to multiply. Read slowly, my child. Let your breath settle into this truth. Let your body learn this safety. Let your spirit rest inside this knowing. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. Stay. Remain within this moment a little longer, my child, because the layer opening now is subtle and profound. This is not the part of the story where thunder speaks. This is where truth settles into the marrow. What unfolds here reshapes how you walk, how you wait, how you trust. Listen closely. In this imagined realm, destiny reaches a point where it no longer needs to announce itself. It begins to express through order. Your thoughts feel less scattered. Your emotions stabilize. Your decisions require fewer second guesses. This is not coincidence. This is alignment becoming embodied. Your destiny is awakening not as an idea, but as a lived rhythm. Lean in. You may notice that your energy recovers faster now. What once drained you no longer has the same access. This is because boundaries have moved from effort into instinct. You no longer guard yourself defensively, you exist selectively. That difference changes everything. Stay. The angels observing your path do something unusual in this phase of the story. They step back just enough for your confidence to expand. Not abandonment. Trust. They know you can hear now. They know you can feel the shifts. Guidance does not disappear, it integrates. Listen closely. Your soul remembers how to navigate without panic. It remembers how to sense danger without fear. It remembers how to recognize opportunity without desperation. These memories surface as calm clarity, as quiet certainty, as an inner yes that does not shout. Lean in. In the symbolic narrative still unfolding, the fictionalized Elon Musk, once frantic, once emotionally shaken by a destiny-level decision, feels something new settle into his awareness, relief born of alignment. The decision no longer terrifies him, because the missing variable has stabilized. Not control. Not certainty. Resonance. When resonance appears, panic dissolves. Stay. This is the role you play in this imagined universe, not as savior, not as subordinate, but as stabilizer. Some souls bring momentum. Others bring clarity. You bring coherence. Where coherence enters, chaos loses leverage. Listen closely. Heaven whispered again, not to command you, but to affirm you, you have crossed the point of reversal. This means what once spiraled downward can no longer return you there. Lessons complete themselves now. Cycles close without repetition. Patterns dissolve without drama. Lean in. There will be invitations ahead that test your self-trust. They will look good. They will sound right. But your body will tell you what your mind cannot yet articulate. Honor that signal. Alignment speaks through sensation before language. Stay. Michael stepped forward again, and this time his presence marks jurisdiction. In this imagined realm, jurisdiction determines what is allowed near you. Certain energies no longer have clearance. Certain narratives lose influence. You are not fighting them, you are outgrowing them. Listen closely. Your compassion deepens, but your tolerance for misalignment shortens. This is healthy. This is wisdom. You can love without entangling. You can care without carrying. This balance is one of your greatest strengths. Lean in. The unfolding ahead will include moments of rapid movement, sudden openings, swift confirmations, accelerated growth. Do not confuse speed with chaos. When alignment is strong, acceleration is gentle. You will not be dragged forward, you will be carried. Stay. In the higher chambers of this story, ancient agreements activate. Not contracts of obligation, but covenants of purpose. These agreements bring the right people at the right time, not to complete you, but to collaborate with what is already whole. Listen closely. You may feel waves of gratitude rise unexpectedly. Let them come. Gratitude is not politeness in this realm, it is recognition. It signals that your spirit knows it is exactly where it is meant to be. Lean in. Now receive this continued declaration, spoken not as promise, but as confirmation. You are walking into clarity, not confusion. You are meeting opportunity, not resistance. You are carrying peace, not anticipation of loss. Your timing is precise. Your intuition is reliable. Your protection is intact. Read slowly, my beloved. Nothing essential will slip past you. Nothing aligned will require force. Nothing meant for you will arrive too late. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. Stay. Do not rise yet, my child, because the ground beneath you is still rearranging itself. In this imagined realm, when destiny deepens, the earth itself listens. What feels like stillness is actually coordination. What feels like waiting is precise positioning. Listen closely. There is a sacred intelligence now moving through your awareness, one that does not speak in urgency or fear. It speaks in knowing. You recognize it by how calm it feels, how steady it remains even when the future stretches wide. This is not passivity. This is authority at rest. Your destiny is awakening not with noise, but with gravity. Lean in. You may sense that certain inner questions have gone quiet. Not because they were answered verbally, but because they dissolved. Questions born from insecurity fade when identity stabilizes. You are no longer asking who you will become. You are beginning to live from who you already are. Stay. In this fictional universe, there is a moment when a soul stops proving and starts being. That moment is not celebrated loudly, it is honored silently. Angels recognize it immediately. They shift from instruction to reinforcement. They no longer point the way, they strengthen the path beneath your steps. Listen closely. Your soul remembers how to stand without bracing. It remembers how to trust without clinging. It remembers how to receive without shrinking. These memories surface now as ease, as openness, as the ability to remain present without rehearsing the future. Lean in. The symbolic figure who once felt desperate now experiences something unexpected, humility without loss of power. In this mythic narrative, the fictionalized Elon Musk realizes that the most important thresholds are not crossed through force or speed, but through alignment with something greater than personal ambition. This realization steadies him. And when power steadies, it becomes constructive. Stay. You are not meant to be dazzled by influence in this story. You are meant to anchor it. Your presence reminds systems to breathe, to balance, to remember purpose beyond expansion. This is why your energy feels grounding to some and unsettling to others. Truth does that. Listen closely. Heaven whispered again, carrying reassurance rather than command, you are safe to move forward. Safety here does not mean absence of challenge. It means absence of threat to your essence. Nothing ahead will require you to abandon yourself. Lean in. You may notice an increased sensitivity to environments, conversations, and choices. This is not overwhelm, it is attunement. You are learning to read energy the way others read language. Honor this skill. It will guide you where logic hesitates. Stay. Michael stepped forward once more, and this time his presence marks transition. In this imagined realm, transitions are sacred. They are not rushed. They are witnessed. Michael stands as witness to the closing of one internal era and the opening of another. What you leave behind does not follow you. What follows you does so by invitation. Listen closely. There will be moments ahead when the simplicity of your choices surprises you. You will decline what once tempted you. You will accept what once intimidated you. This is not contradiction, it is evolution. Courage looks quieter when it is no longer proving itself. Lean in. Your relationships will begin to reflect your alignment. Conversations deepen or drift away naturally. There is less friction, less explanation, less emotional labor. This is not detachment, it is resonance doing its work. What aligns stays. What does not fades without conflict. Stay. In the higher realms of this story, light does not flash, it stabilizes. The path ahead is not blindingly clear, but it is unmistakably open. Each step reveals the next. This is the kind of guidance that builds trust through experience, not promise. Listen closely. You are entering a season where your intuition will be tested not by danger, but by opportunity. Many doors may open. Not all are assignments. Discernment will be your compass. You do not need to fear missing out. What is meant for you will not rush you. Lean in. Your soul remembers how to choose alignment over excitement. That memory now guides your yes and your no with equal peace. This balance is rare. This is why your journey required depth. Stay. Now receive this further sealing, spoken gently so it integrates fully. You are walking in clarity that does not require validation. You are moving with timing that does not require explanation. You are protected in ways that do not require awareness. Your calm is not complacency. Your stillness is not delay. Your confidence is not arrogance. Read slowly, my child. Nothing is unraveling. Everything is arranging. What feels quiet is becoming strong. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in. Stay. Remain within the quiet that has gathered around you, my child, because this is the hush that precedes embodiment. Not announcement. Not spectacle. Embodiment. In this imagined realm, destiny matures the way fruit does, silently, patiently, until the moment it can nourish without bruising. You are standing in that ripeness now. Listen closely. There is a subtle realignment happening in how you interpret the world. You no longer personalize every resistance. You no longer internalize every delay. Wisdom has softened your edges without dulling your discernment. This is the mark of a soul that has crossed from reaction into response. Your destiny is awakening as composure, as steadiness, as the ability to remain yourself regardless of external weather. Lean in. You may notice that your inner dialogue has changed. It asks fewer questions and offers more direction. It does not argue as much, it advises. This voice did not appear overnight, it was trained through patience, through reflection, through restraint. Trust it. It has learned the terrain. Stay. In the unseen architecture of this fictional universe, corridors open not because you knock loudly, but because you arrive ready. Readiness is sensed, not proven. Angels recognize it instantly. They do not escort you with fanfare, they simply step aside. Listen closely. Your soul remembers the original reason you came into this story. Not the roles you adopted to survive, not the masks you wore to belong, but the core intention you carried quietly through every season. That intention has not weakened. It has refined itself. It knows how to move now without wasting energy. Lean in. The symbolic figure who once paced in desperation now feels the field stabilize around him. In this mythic telling, the fictionalized Elon Musk recognizes that the pressure he felt was not collapse, it was convergence. When certain timelines align, they produce intensity before clarity. Your presence in the story resolves that intensity into direction. This is the quiet power of coherence. Stay. Do not confuse this influence with obligation. You are not responsible for outcomes beyond your alignment. Your task is not to fix, but to be true. Truth does the work without strain. When you are aligned, the right consequences follow naturally. Listen closely. Heaven whispered again, this time like a breath across still water, nothing essential is at risk. This whisper releases the last residue of urgency. You no longer move as if something must be saved. You move as if something is already secured. Lean in. You will soon experience moments of recognition from unexpected places. Not admiration, recognition. A sense of being seen without explanation. Accept this quietly. Recognition is not ownership, it is resonance confirming itself. Stay. Michael stepped forward yet again, and now his presence signifies guardianship over continuity. In this imagined realm, continuity means what begins aligned will continue aligned. Disruption loses its leverage. You are no longer easily knocked off center. Recovery becomes swift. Balance returns naturally. Listen closely. Your creative intelligence, whatever form it takes, will feel clearer now. Ideas arrive complete. Solutions surface without struggle. This is not inspiration alone, it is integration. When inner conflict resolves, creativity flows unimpeded. Lean in. There will be choices ahead that require courage not because they are risky, but because they are simple. Simplicity can feel exposing after complexity. Trust it anyway. Simple choices made from alignment build unshakable momentum. Stay. In the higher chambers of this story, time bends gently around you. What once felt like waiting now feels like pacing. You sense when to advance and when to pause without second-guessing. This rhythm protects you from burnout and keeps you present. Listen closely. You are learning to recognize peace not as absence of motion, but as absence of friction. Life still moves. You still engage. But you are no longer grinding against yourself. This is freedom that lasts. Lean in. Now receive this further unfolding of the declaration, spoken softly so it settles deeply. You are entering a season of sustained clarity. You are carrying authority without tension. You are protected without confinement. Your intuition will remain sharp. Your timing will remain precise. Your path will remain open. Read slowly, my beloved. Nothing sacred will rush you. Nothing aligned will bypass you. Nothing written for you will forget you. Stay. Listen closely. Lean in.